Dies ist nun das zweite Video, heute mit Peter, der uns in englischer Sprache erzählen wird, was für ihn spannend an der Dominikanischen Republik ist und wie er hier in das Land kam. Hello Peter.
Oh, hello, Daisy. How are you?
So, I'm well. I hope you too, because you told me you are so happy in this country, and I wanted to give the people who are looking to this web page to understand why it makes sense to stay in Dominican life when you are retired, when you are young retired, and it is better than a lot of other countries. I've heard already that you just switched over here after a very short visit, touristic visit, and you decided just to stay here and never go back. Can you explain why you came to this decision so long years ago?
Yes. First of all, we decided my ex-wife wanted somewhere warm and healthy and a reasonable cost of living to move to from England. We visited Spain, India, Thailand, Singapore, many countries. And then one day we were sat in a cafe when an air hostess who's been travelling the world came and spoke to us. And I asked her, which country would you retire to? And she said, Caribbean, Dominican Republic, North Coast, around Sosua. Now I didn't know where Dominican Republic was, and I said, why? And she said, it's the most beautiful countryside with tropical forests, rolling hills down to the oceans, where there are miles and miles of beaches where you can go swimming in the warm seas. I thought, that's good, because I lived in Brighton, and even in winter I went swimming in very, very ice-cold waters, which were very stormy and choppy. But here I can just jump and put my my goggles and just go swimming in this beautiful warm water throughout the year. And it's great just looking at all the fish and the shoals in one of the 3 or 4 beaches in Sosua.
So you never have been sad to stay here for that years. You were never angry. What are the weak points of this country that where you have to fight with?
Fight with. I don't know about fighting. I was told that when I moved here and started staying, a local agent told me best to stay here for 6 months, renting a place, so you get the feel of it, see if you like the atmosphere, find a community that you want to live in, or a condo complex. So, but after a while, but we didn't do that. He came round a few weeks later and said, "Hey, come round. I'm just going to show you a property I'm about to list, and it's beautiful, and it's just round the corner." So off we went. We walked into this beautiful garden, opened the doors, wow, looked at each other, nodded, and we bought it 2 days later. In time, we've not really had any major problems. You have to learn that things can take a lot longer to get done sometimes, but everything is so much cheaper. You can build a property here for a price which is unbelievable, because the workers work very hard and for very little money.
Okay, yeah. You told that it's not a problem to stay here for a longer time. I know that there are some people fighting with residencia, but you told me already you never made a residencia. You're just living here, and you pay a little bit penalties when you would go by flight away.
That's right. I mean, the list that you can find on sites like Sosua, Everything Sosua and Everything Cabarete on Facebook, where they usually show the latest prices, which are not totally horrific. But please, if you decide to come here, contact the local Dominican Republic embassy in your country to see what they need. I stupidly took my wife's and my birth certificate, but I put my certificate on her form and hers on mine. When we brought it over, handed it to the lawyers and everything else, they said, "Hey, this is stupid, we can't do this." So for 7 or 8 years, we never had a residency, but we have now 3 years ago. But it wasn't a worry because all we knew was we pay a fine as we leave the country. But I haven't left in 7, 8, 9 years.
How much is a fine? Can you say your experiences?
Oh, sorry, it's a long time since I left. I've even looked at it.
Okay, it's not a problem. I have already
it's based on exactly how many months, days, years that you've been here, and it just gradually goes up. But it's not. A lot of Canadians live here for 3 months.
Yeah.
Just fly back home.
Yeah, I understand. And what's about insurance? You need, I think, a very strong insurance. You came from Europe, so you are normally familiar with the good quality of healthcare. Do you have such an insurance, and how you handle with this problem?
Well, we were told that before you were 65, we must take out an insurance here because it's a little more difficult after that age, which we did, and we pay. I pay roughly 12,000 pesos every 3 months for my health, and I think I pay the first 25% if I have a medical bill. But I've never been ill here. It's so healthy and warm and open air and fresh air that I've been fortunate. I haven't needed to see a doctor. And plus, there are lots of specialists around here, and even some of the hospitals in Puerto Plata, Santiago, are free. You can get things done for free.
Yeah, at least I understood that it is about 4,000 pesos per month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. And what is about people to meet here? Is it difficult or easy to meet other English-talking people, or people from England, Britain, or other tourists here, or residential people? You are alone here, or is it easy to find contacts?
Well, this is one of the reasons why the air hostess told me that there are so many nationalities here with a lot of people speaking English, which is something that's very important for me because I can't speak Spanish even after 10 years because I just have a problem. Every community has so many different people from so many different countries. You have bars out of German, you have Italian bars, and wherever you go, you'll usually meet somebody who speaks English, and you just walk in, say hi, and you can start talking to the guys or whoever, and it's a very friendly place, which is why a lot of Americans come back here because it's so sociable.
Yeah. And now I have one question more, that is about monthly calculation. How much money you think a person needs to stay in this country quietly? So means with standard conditions, with food, with property, so with monthly payments, everywhere you need to pay something. How much money you think you need to stay in this country?
Well, the only way I can answer that is I have a pension of $840 a month, which I survive on, have my meals, have coffees in the morning, go on motor conchos, public transport, because you can go all over this country on public transport, which is incredibly cheap, and it's such an amazing country. People forget it's the largest island in the Caribbean. It's got mountains, it's got massive lakes, it's got big cities. There's so much to see, and I can afford to get there.
At least I understood that is $840 you got every month. You have to pay for duties and for food and for all the things which makes the life quality high.
Yeah,
you don't need more,
insurance,
including medical insurance. So yeah, that is, I think, a very interesting thing. And when I see this surrounding here with origin forest and with this pool and the reception which controls that there are no criminals will come into this condo, I think you can have a very quiet and good life in this just in this condominium.
And I agree, and it's just over those trees, there's a lovely area of plants, and at the bottom is a pool, must be 5 times bigger than this one, where you can exercise and swim and jump, and also you can meet with so many people from your country and just have a chat with them. So yeah, it is a perfect place. And in this lockdown period, I can't think of anywhere better to be, because we have this beautiful air and this easterly breeze, which on hot days you welcome, because it just cools you down a little bit, but it's beautiful and it feels so healthy.
I see you will prolong this staying here for the next 20 years again, more. You will try to survive 20 years more in this country, right?
Yes, I will. I might go back and see my family one day, especially if I start selling all my books. But I love all my friends have coffee, all agree this is the place to be, especially at this moment in time. And come, you ought to just come and try it for a holiday, because
Okay, I thank you very much, Peter, for this interview. I think you can motivate other clients to make a check if it makes sense to change from Europe to or from America to this lovely country. Thank you very much.
Okay, my pleasure.